Hello and welcome back to the next episode of our Baldur's Gate 3 campaign, playing as Siegfried the Paladin. Last episode, we began our adventure by escaping the Mind Flayer Nautiloid ship before it crash-landed. Fortunately, despite our falling from the sky and hurtling towards the ground, we managed to avoid injury when we landed on the beach, thanks to the psychic powers of one of the Mind Flayers on board the Nautiloid ship. However, while on the surface we are unscathed, we carry an apparently deadly parasite in our head, which we must urgently extricate before it transforms us into one of the very monsters from which we just escaped. Stranded and alone on this beach, our first step should be to explore our surroundings, and perhaps, if we are lucky, reunite with the companions that assisted us on the ship. So, without further ado, let's continue with our campaign and begin by exploring the beach. I should also mention that between recording this episode and the last episode, I actually went back and reloaded the autosave just prior to the final battle on the Nautiloid ship, the one where you have 15 turns to reach and activate the transponder in order to escape. And the reason I did that was that I wanted to see if it was possible to defeat Commander Jalk, who is the big devil wielding the greatsword that's fighting the Mind Flayer in that final room. The game, of course, encourages you to ignore Commander Jalk and just proceed to the transponder, because when you attack him, the Mind Flayer says, words to the effect of, "Leave him to me, get to the transponder, what are you doing, you moron?" But nonetheless, I wanted to see if it was possible to kill him, and it turns out it is. It took me a dozen or more attempts, so I obviously did not record those, and I'm not going to upload them because I didn't record them. So it took a while. But I did eventually manage to succeed in defeating Commander Jalk and looting everything in the entire room as well, and escaping with all of the party members alive. So that's Shadowheart, Lae'zel, myself, and also the little brain thing called us. Not that I don't know if that matters or not, but so yeah, it turns out it was possible. The strategy I used was essentially, charged in, killed all the other creatures, and then got Shadowheart to cast the command spell on Commander Jalk to force him to drop his weapon, which has about a 55% chance of success. Hence, some of the attempts it failed. Twice, in fact, as well, which was irksome, because she only gets to cast 2 spells. And when he dropped that weapon, when it succeeded, I got Lae'zel to pick it up, and then all of us just, wailed on him for a while. I tried my best to keep the Mind Flayer alive, because obviously he is also attacking Commander Jalk, and you do need a little bit of luck, I think, when it comes to the attack rolls of the Mind Flayer. If too many of his attacks miss or get resisted or don't work, it can be a bit of a problem. But Commander Jalk himself, once he doesn't have his sword, he doesn't do that much damage, so it's more just about keeping the Mind Flayer up and having him get enough hits fast enough before the 2 Cambion reinforcements arrive. So, after a dozen or so attempts, I eventually got lucky enough where I managed to kill everything else, loot everything else, and then kill Commander Jalk because the Mind Flayer got enough decent attack rolls. Now, the way I actually finished off Commander Jalk was I wailed on him until he was at about 30 to 40 health, because it was taking too long to get him even that low. The Cambion reinforcements are quite quick, because they come in and around turn 12 or 11 or something. So by turn 9 or 8, they're pretty much on top of you. But what I did was keep the Mind Flayer up, attack Commander Jalk until he gets to around 40 or 30 health, and then I placed those purple Nautiloid tanks, 3 of which you can pick up in that final room, and 1 which you can get from an earlier room, the one that has Shadowheart in it, in her capsule or pod. I placed the 3 tanks around Commander Jalk like so, the Nautiloid tanks, and then backed my party out of there and shot a fireball evocation cantrip with Shadowheart at one of the tanks to make it explode, and all 4 of the tanks exploded, which did enough damage to not only kill Commander Jalk, but also to kill the Mind Flayer that was attacking him. Which is fine, because if you kill Commander Jalk and that Mind Flayer is still alive, he turns against your party, even if the 2 Cambion reinforcements are still alive. So that was great. I managed to kill those 2, loot Commander Jalk, loot the Mind Flayer. I'd looted everything else in the room, and then I managed to escape and activate the transponder. I did not try and kill the 2 Cambion reinforcements, because each of them has 80 health. They get there quite late in the game, and if you kill Commander Jalk, the Mind Flayer, has a chance of attacking your party instead of the Cambions. And if you don't kill Commander Jalk, the Mind Flayer will just keep focusing on him. So I didn't kill the Cambions. Too difficult. They pretty much one-shot your party members, because they do like 10 to 12 damage a hit. As you can see, we've only got 12 HP. So I just left those. I'm sure there's a video out there somewhere of someone killing the Cambions as well, but I think that would be quite a difficult feat to pull off. So I just cut my losses with Commander Jalk and left. So the upshot of all of that is that, well, number one, I got a Steam achievement. Apparently only 16.5% of people have defeated Commander Jalk. But we also got to loot the Everburn Blade, which is the big greatsword that Commander Jalk was using, which is it's quite a good weapon, actually. 2d6 plus 3 slashing damage and 1d4 fire damage, and it also has these additional abilities if you have proficiency with this weapon, which we of course do, because as a paladin we have proficiency with all martial weapons, which includes greatswords. So we can do a pommel strike, we can lacerate a target, or we can do a cleave attack, which is an AoE, what do they call it? A conal AoE attack, hitting up to 3 enemies at once. So that's pretty cool. And indeed we're going to use the Everburn Blade, at least for the next little bit, although I think eventually I will be a sword and board paladin. But at least for now we may as well equip it. It also looks quite cool because it's on fire. That's always, a nice thing to have on a sword. Big fiery blade. The other thing I did before I activated the transponder was I moved all of the items and gear from Lae'zel and Shadowheart's inventory over to mine, except for their keychain and alchemy pouch and camp supply pack. And the reason I did that was because I wasn't sure if after the intro, prologue, whatever you want to call it, well, A, if their inventories would reset, and B, if we would find them again early on in the game or not. And I didn't want to lose the benefit of having some of that loot, so I thought best to just transfer it all to my character and then proceed on that basis. So with that all being said, appreciating that I had earlier said without much further ado, and then proceeded to talk about how I defeated Commander Jalk. But with that all said, let's now explore this beach. We've survived, luckily, thanks to the Mind Flayer. But let's have a look around, see what else we can find.
Fresh water. There must be a settlement nearby.
Probably. That's good. Is this a lake then? Freshwater, or presumably it's a lake and not a sea, if it's freshwater and not saltwater. Very good. Oh, clamshell. How come that doesn't show up when I hold the Alt key? Ordinarily when you hold the Alt key, interactable objects show up, but the clamshell does not. Interesting. I'll have to keep an eye on. So we pick up the clamshell. What can we do with the clamshell? A quick shake sends this mollusk's imperfect pearl rattling around within its hinged shell. We can't use it. And it didn't increase our pearl count. We had 2 before. Maybe it's because it's an imperfect pearl, so it doesn't get extracted as a valuable item. Can we go up here at all? No, I don't think so. Let's have a look around. Any more clamshells? I don't know if it's worth taking. There's a net here. I presume chasm, because this is obviously not a chasm, but I presume that's just the game's way of telling you that the area is impassable, or that if you fall in it, you'll die, or suffer some other horrible outcome. This is the crashed Nautiloid ship, I guess. Pretty cool tentacles here, which are still pulsing. Actually, I didn't notice that. So it's still partially alive, I suppose. Didn't realize it was still pulsing. It's actually, I can hear it making noises too, so definitely still partially alive. Mangled fisher here, or I should say fisherman. I don't know why they've dropped the man. I guess that's part of the making all of those gendered terms no longer gendered. You know, postal officer instead of postman, all that sort of thing. Guess you can't really say fisher officer, but anyway. Shadowheart. Looks like she, well, one, didn't die, managed to survive falling out of the Nautiloid ship just like us. Presumably the Mind Flayer perhaps used his psychic powers to prevent her from taking any damage as well, which probably means that Lae'zel is somewhere around here, and maybe even that little brain thing as well. But anyway, let's speak to Shadowheart. I guess I probably didn't need to empty her inventory, given that she's right here. But, you know, I had no way of knowing that she would be right there, so... Alright, let's see. Hello, Shadowheart. What you got going on? Oh, she's not dead. That's that little artifact thing that she pulled out of the pod. Reach for her artifact. No, she'll probably wake up and not be too happy with us about that. So let's just wake her.
You're alive. I'm alive. How is this possible?
Well, yeah, I was hoping you might know that, Shadowheart.
I remember the ship. I remember falling. Then nothing.
Also, do you have a real name? Shadowheart is, like, don't get me wrong, it would be cool if you weren't a cleric. It's a little bit lame of a name to give yourself, like, surely you've got a real proper name. But anyway, I feel like you never got out of your emo goth phase at high school, did you, Shadowheart? Alright, yeah, what happened to our Gith friend?
You might want to reconsider calling her a friend. Looks like she ran off without us.
Oh, maybe she fell somewhere else. But yeah, we should look for her. She might be injured or worse.
You're more concerned for her than she is for you, clearly. We need to take care of ourselves. First things first, we need supplies, shelter, and most of all, a healer. We might have escaped, but we still have these little monsters in our heads.
Yeah, I agree with the next objectives, but I don't know if I agree that we need to look after ourselves. Do you have any idea where we are, for that matter?
No, I don't recognize this place. But anything's an improvement on where we just came from.
Alright, well, I take it you want to stay together then, despite the fact that you seem to want to abandon Lae'zel.
We need each other, and we both know what's at stake. Can't think of better company.
Alright, that sounds good to me. Let's get moving. It's probably good to have someone on our side who's not going to kill us because of the fact that we have a parasite in our head, because she's in the same position, so...
One thing, just before we go. I wanted to thank you again for freeing me. It would have been all too easy for you to run right past my pod, but you didn't. I'll remember that.
No
Lead the
problem
way.
at all, Shadowheart. A friend in need is a friend indeed. Of course we weren't friends, you were a complete stranger, but nevertheless, more than happy to help. Let's keep on keeping on. Hey, another clamshell. Thank you very much. Also didn't show up when I held Alt. Have I missed any clamshells? I don't know if clamshells are junk or if they're useful or what. I haven't quite figured out, obviously, how items are valued in this. Obviously green is like good and orange seems good. I presume orange is better than green. But, I mean, is there like grey? See, because this has white text, the same as all these other ones. They all have white text, so I don't know It's got a value of 12 gold. I think that's gold. 12 currency. Is it gold? I think it is gold. Yes, it is gold. Alright. Well, in any event, I'll collect them if I spot them. They are pretty tiny though, so I may not spot them unless I go looking for them, which I probably will do. We're going clam hunting, boys and girls. Gotta find ourselves those clams. Alright. We've got a pouch and a backpack and a wooden barrel with some rope. Take that. Rope's always handy. And we'll take this pouch, or the healing potion I should say, and we'll take the pouch itself. Always helpful to have containers. We have an ignoble hat, foppish and fluffy and built for just the right sort of dome, accustomed to having it set upon the head by other people. Grab that, and we'll pick up the backpack as well. And let's stick to the coastline for now, I think. And we'll take that myrgrass. Recipe unlocked. Suspension of myrgrass. Press H to view. Alright. So this is the alchemy tab. We've got equipment, we've got spellbook. Okay. So with alchemy you turn ingredients into elixirs, poisons and weapon coatings. So right now we've got the potion of healing recipe. We need salts of rogue's morsel and then any suspension. Since water is indispensable in creating suspensions, they are commonly linked to that element. Right. We have an elixir of fire resistance, an alchemist's fire grenade, and an oil of accuracy. Okay. And then we've got these things, which I think are the ingredients that go into these. Sublimates, salts, essences, ashes, vitriols, and suspensions. So we've got the myrgrass suspension. Create extracts by combining 3 of the same ingredient. Different extracts can be combined to make powerful concoctions. So we need 3 myrgrass to create a suspension of myrgrass. This tough, inflexible reed grows in waterside clusters and makes for a fine building material. Touching a little of the substance to your lips, you begin to hear muffled pulses of sound. Daubs of thoughts belonging to those nearby. Okay. We've got another dead fisher over here with some gold. And an intellect devourer. Okay, so that's what us is. He's a little intellect devourer. The brains seem to get bigger if they're human brains. I'm assuming they're all human brains and not the brains from other creatures. But they get larger when they get infected with an intellect devourer. Here we go. We've got a bucket of fish with some headless fish. Tiny fish bones stick out from the cut tail. And another one with the fish head, commonly used in stocks or grilled for the succulent bits of the cheeks, throat and eyes. And a whole fish. Out of the corner of your eye you think you see a fin twitch slightly. Well, we'll take all of that. We could even take the buckets as well, but I don't know if I want to carry around a smelly fish bucket. Shanties for the bitch queen. And we all row with the spray upon our necks, and we all row with the spray upon our backs, and we all row with the sea beneath our feet, and the bitch queen stays the storm. Wave mother, lash us to the prow. Wave mother, we ask to sail your skirt if you allow. Wave mother, sink us if you will. Wave mother, our skulls are yours with brine and sand to fill. I don't quite have the rhyme down pat, obviously. Souls away and anchors still. The wind won't move without the bitch queen's will. We'll wait gladly years and days till the bitch queen brings the waves. Hey ho, she told us so. Hey ho, she told us so. And the bitch queen. I don't know who the bitch queen is, but anyway, we'll take that. Shanties for the bitch queen. And with the backpack here, we've got water. The Sword Coast's finest well water, bottled for convenience. A red apple, a delight from the orchards of Cormier, crisp, juicy, and ever so slightly tart. and then gold. You can find a dozen different currencies in Faerun, but everyone accepts gold. We'll take the backpack as well. Anything else out this way? Doesn't look like it. Can we go over here? Is there anything in there? No. I like that you can zoom in quite a bit. And looks like nothing in the boat that we can take. Okay. So far, we've looted everything. We've got another mangled fisher here. He has a perfumed letter, still legible in spite of water stains and smeared ink. Alright, let's read that. Sigh, I love you. There, I said it. And if you meet me tomorrow, I'll say it again, and keep on saying it till we're old and grey. So let's do it. Let's go to Baldur's Gate. I know it's risky, but so's staying here. The last few months have been hard, but they're always a little easier when you're there. Leave your boat and meet me at the hill overlooking the old bridge. Bring whatever you can carry. We'll make do without the rest. Don't be late. Love, Anna. Alright, well, let's take that letter. If we ever come across Anna, we can give her the letter. We could also take his corpse. Don't know if there's any point in doing that. Could always come back for it. More mergrass, which is always good. We only need one more, and we can make that suspension of mergrass. Let's grab this barrel. Just while we're over here, we'll grab the mangled fish at 2. Who's got some fish and a mug worn smooth by warmed hands. A thin, slimy layer is formed over its moist scales. Ugh. We'll go up this way shortly, but that looks like it's going into the belly of the beast in terms of the crashed Nautiloid ship. I just want to make sure we've cleared the beach area first and picked up everything we can, which is code for found all the clam shells, because they don't pop up. You have to actually spot them, which is annoying. I forgot to mention as well that we got an additional 75 experience for killing Commander Jalk, so we actually have enough to level up to level 2, which we'll do in a bit. Just want to finish exploring the beach first. I don't actually know how leveling in this game works, or indeed if enemies level with you, or if it's all fixed levels. I'm presuming it's fixed level enemies, and they don't scale with the player, which is good, because I don't quite like scaling systems. Scaling systems are not the worst if done correctly, but I have yet to find a company that does them correctly. And don't tell me Bethesda does them correctly, because they don't. Every time they've tried scaling, it's been awful. In whether it's Skyrim or Fallout 4. Their idea of scaling an enemy is just giving them more health. Anyway. Mysterious liquid is dried to the bottom of this bottle. Tiny sharp teeth line the jaw of this dead fish. We've got Belladonna. And we discovered a waypoint. Recipe unlocked, sublimate of Belladonna. Press H to view. Okay, well that... I pressed H, but it just opened up the regular inventory. If I press H again... Okay, that might be a bug in that little tooltip. Takes you to the wrong part. So, sublimate of Belladonna. What does this one do? Belladonna. The old rhyme goes, if you fear the changer moon, if befalled by curse or doom, if you're in the lichen's power, seek the Belladonna flower. Old rhymes are pretty, but they get people killed more often than not. Belladonna blooms are poisonous. Right. Sublimate of Belladonna. In this transmogrified state, Belladonna loses its toxic properties, gaining instead an engrossing, perception-enhancing characteristic. Okay, interesting. Alright. What else is by the beach here? Got a wooden barrel with a lute. Perform class actions. Many a bard's first instrument, the lute is heard in taverns all across Faerun. And we are not proficient with musical instruments, but take it anyway. And we have the thieves' tools. These enable us to open locks based on a sleight of hand check, and they'll break on an unsuccessful attempt. This collection of hooks, picks, and wrenches is extensive enough to pick any lock if you've got the necessary skills. which I don't know if we do. We're not the most dexterous individual. Could be worse, I suppose, but could also be better. More gold. In this barrel we have another intellect devourer and more murgrass. The last bit of murgrass, actually. Another mangled fisher. Some more belladonna and an ancient sigil circle. I don't know what this does. Well, let's try use it. Oh, it takes us to the map. Oh, it's a waypoint. Ah, okay. Takes us... So this is the Overgrown Ruins waypoint near the ancient door. Right. That's over here. Ancient door, which is locked.
You get that open easily. Maybe there's another entrance.
Yeah, perhaps. Got some dagger root. Ashes of dagger root. Again, it took us to the regular inventory instead of to the alchemy section. So, known as the Executioner's Garnish, this herb flourishes in blood-fed soil and has flavored countless final meals. Often fed with the blood of the fallen, dagger root is said to help create new victims, a property that only intensifies once the plant has been dried and burned. Interesting. Alright. Have we picked up everything? Just do a quick once-over. Make sure we've got... Oh, there's probably some more stuff up this way. Where does this go? Oh, it goes back up to that other... Right, so, yeah. We went down here, and these two paths converge. Cool. Well, we'll go back there. We'll go back there. Have I got everything? I wish it would let me zoom out just a little bit more, just so I can really get a look at the top of some of these cliff environments rather than just clipping through them like that. I think we picked up everything though. Yes. Alright. That's back to where we were. Okay. Cool. Well, let's carry on. Oh, I got that already. Go up this way. Oh, let's also level up as well. Before we start going into the remnants of the Nautiloid ship. We can level up to level 2. We increase our health to 20 hit points. We unlock level 1 spell slots. We get the Divine Smite weapon damage and reaction weapon damage and critical reaction weapon damage. Cool. And we unlock a bunch of spells. We get Command a creature to flee, move closer, freeze, drop to the ground or drop its weapon. Compelled Duel, compel an enemy to attack only you. It cannot attack other creatures for 3 turns. Cure Wounds, heal a creature you can touch. Wrathful Smite, 1d6 psychic damage, possibly frightens your target, and they'll be easier to hit and cannot move. Bless up to 3 creatures, they gain a plus 1d4 bonus to attack rolls and saving throws. Divine Favor, your weapon attacks deal an additional 1 to 4 radiant damage for 3 turns. Heroism, make yourself or a target immune to frighten and gain 5 temporary hit points each turn. Protection from evil and good, protect an ally against the attacks and powers of aberrations, celestials, elementals, fae, fiends, and undead until long rest, and you have to concentrate to keep this one up. Interesting. Searing Smite, plus 1d6 fire damage, set your target on fire and they'll take an additional 1 to 6 fire damage every turn. Shield of Faith, protect a creature from attacks, increase its armor class by 2 until long rest, that's also quite nice. And Thunderous Smite, plus 2d6 thunder damage, pushes your target 3 meters away and possibly knocks it prone for 1 turn. Interesting, alright. And we have to pick a fighting style, so we've got 4 choices. We've got Defense, gain a plus 1 bonus to armor class while wearing... plus 1 bonus to armor class while wearing armor. When you are wielding a melee weapon that is not two-handed or versatile in one hand, and no weapon in the other, you deal an additional 2 damage with that weapon. So I think that works if you're holding a shield in the other hand as well. So it seems for tanks you've got a choice between more armor or more damage. I still can't believe I mispronounced that. It's quite late here, so forgive me. Great weapon fighting. When you roll a 1 or a 2 on a damage die for an attack with a two-handed melee weapon, that die is re-rolled once. So you have a 10% chance, right, on a 20-sided die to roll a 1 or a 2, so 10% chance to re-roll a bad roll. Or, you know, the worst 2 possible rolls. It's not too bad. And protection, when you have a shield, impose disadvantage on an attack against your allies when you're within 1.5 meters. You must be able to see the attacker. That's quite good too, but for everyone to get the benefit of that, they'd have to be quite close. I don't know if you'd want your party members within 1.5 meters of you. I think we'll go with defense. Just take the extra armor. And for the prepared spells, I think we'll choose... I think Compelled Duel and Heroism. And then Searing Smite, Divine Favor, and Wrathful Smite. Yeah, we'll go with those. Can only cast from a limited selection of spells at a time. Select which spells you have prepared from the total list of spells you know. Spells must be prepared outside of combat. Yeah, that's fine. Our spell save DC is 13. Certain spells require enemies to make a saving throw. The higher your spell difficulty class, the harder it is to resist your spells. So ours is decent. I think that's based on... partly on charisma, I guess. Or maybe that's native and then... I don't know. Spell attacks +5, a bonus to melee and ranged spell attacks. Improves your chance to hit with certain spells. Not sure, because our charisma is 16. So I'm not too sure how these stats are derived. But anyway. Cool. Accept that level up. And we have to level Shadowheart as well. She is now a level 2 cleric, 17 HP. She has another level 1 spell slot unlocked. A channel divinity charge. You gain the ability to channel divine energy starting with 2 effects, turn undead, and an effect determined by your domain, replenished by short or long rest. So turn undead, pray to turn all undead that you that can see you for 3 turns. It basically makes them run away. And it ends when they take damage or when Shadowheart takes damage. I'm not sure. And then invoke duplicity. This is based on her subclass. What is her subclass? Or her deity? I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway. Invoke duplicity though. Distract your enemies with an illusion. Within 3 meters of the illusion, attack rolls have advantage for you and your allies. Cool. Alright. Oh, and her spells. So that's what we had for the fight against Commander Jalk. I think we'll reset that now, though. We'll go Shield of Faith, because I'll give that to Siegfried. And I think we'll go Bane. Up to 3 creatures receive a -1d4 penalty to attack rolls. And then I think Bless as well. Or should I give that to... yeah, see, she can only do 1 concentration at a time. I'll just give it to her for now. And we'll do Healing Word, because that's ranged as opposed to touch. And then... actually, you know what? Let's take off... yeah, let's take off Bless, and we'll go... Guiding Bolt and Inflict Wounds. Don't need to create or destroy water. Inflict Wounds, 3d10, necrotic damage, putrefy... oh man, it's too late. putrefy, not fry. Putrefy. Why can't I pronounce this? Putrefy, a creature with the necrotic energy filling your hands. I'm adding an R to this word and also to the word bonus when there doesn't need to be one. It's obviously too late. And Guiding Bolt, the next attack roll against this target has advantage 4 to 24 damage, 46 roll. Okay, very good. Let's accept that. Or rather, we just did accept it, but anyway.
I'll go this way.
Let's carry on.
Never a dull moment.
Siegfried will lead the way. Oh,
No time to waste.
before we do that, we may as well cast Shield of Faith. Lasts until long rest. And it's a concentration spell, so we'll just put it on. We'll just put it on Siegfried.
No one back home will ever believe this.
May as well. Oh, and we can create our suspension of Murgrass. So let's do that. We unlocked the potion of mind reading. Right, so we need any sublimate, and then we can create a potion of mind reading. Fragments of memory and perception smatter this liquid, a crude constellation of thought. Purify, oh, I keep adding R's to things. Purified through sudden heating, these extracts have become vaporous and are often linked to the element of air. Cool, alright. We have an abducted commoner up ahead. With nothing on him.
If not over,
Oh,
through.
it's those things. Intellect devourers. Are they friendly? Still?
More of those wretched things.
I don't know. They ran away. Oh no, they look like they're no longer friendly. But alright, let's loot this abducted commoner for a dagger.
What's hiding here?
And this one for some gold. And that's where we came from. Very good. Can we go up here? There's balsam over there. Is there anything on top of this little archway? Maybe we can. I reckon we can. Let's try. Jump. Yeah, it looks like we can. Well, we'll see how far we can get. Yeah, we're getting pretty far. There we go. Some balsam. I reckon we can actually... Yeah, we can jump all the way up to the top here. Nice. Oh, I think we'll go that way later. Let's jump back down. And let's run across this archway. What's over here? If anything. Oh! A cartilaginous chest. Alright. What do we have? A bronze necklace. Though shining brightly, this necklace smells distinctly of rust. An elixir of fire resistance. Pleasantly cool to the touch, a layer of frost coats the inside of the bottle, and a caustic bulb, soft to the touch and covered with a thin layer of colourless slime. Very good. Alright, well that was nice. Can we jump down? Oh, we can, but we'll take 5 damage jumping that far. Alright, let's just run down. Okay, I've got to jump there. Oh, I've got to jump here as well. Okay. Alright, well that was cool. Good little bit of exploration. Very nice. And we've looted everything else there. Alright, let's take care of these nasty intellect devourers. Can we... We don't have any ranged weapons, do we?
What am I to do?
I think we've got... Alright, we've got Shadowhearts, but what we'll need her to hide.
Perfect.
And... Oh, you know what? We need
Let's move. Out of sight.
Siegfried to hide as well. And then
There is a point to do.
Shadowheart, can you... I think we can both move up, right?
Taking my time in the shadows.
Whatever comes, I'm ready.
Oh. Nice. That worked out alright. Took out one of them right away. And they're both running for Shadowheart, but maybe I can... Yeah,
Vicious filth.
I reckon I
Best
can
keep some distance, or this'll be a
probably
short fight.
cleave them both. She doesn't have enough action, though.
Where do I go from here?
If I run
As my feet
here...
can carry me.
Ooh, almost. There we go.
You fight well.
Wow, amazing.
Perhaps our
That was
survival
easy.
isn't such a distant prospect.
That worked out perfectly. Well done, Shadowheart. Can we loot this one without setting ourselves on fire? Let's try. Yeah, cool. Alright. So, what do we have around here? Doesn't look like there's anything up on these platforms. Nothing in the middle there. We've got another intellect devourer, an abducted nobleman, who's got some gold, a rapier, a silver locket, a finely crafted silver locket engraved with the words "for Papa," a kiwi fruit from Snowdown's north coast, an uncommonly fairy fruit of uncommonly exquisite taste. I do enjoy a good kiwi fruit. Alright, and we have another Nautiloid tank, which I will take, because that could be useful. And we can go up here and loot this cartilaginous chest for a diluted oil of sharpness. Coat your weapon in oil, it gains a +1 bonus to damage and attack rolls, and overcomes resistance to non-magical damage. The flecks of shimmering crystal suspended within this murky oil make it hum with arcane potential. Must be wielding a weapon that can be coated. Alright, so we can't coat our weapon because it's on fire. Fair enough. A dead mind flayer, he has a potion of speed. This solution ripples and splashes of its own accord, almost like it's trying to escape the bottle. You gain an extra action, a +2 bonus to armor class, advantage on dexterity saving throws, and you double your movement speed. But when the condition ends, you become lethargic. Makes sense. The top of this skull is cracked with a lattice of shallow fractures. A sticky sap-like substance trickles down the spikes of this bulb, and the numerous suction cups on this ball expand and constrict rhythmically as if breathing. They latch on to anything they can get hold of. Alright. So some grenades, basically, which is cool. There's a viscous chair there. There's a chair in there. Alright, let's go up here. Potion of healing, another caustic and spiked bulb. Very good. And we've got two ways we can go now. We can go up this way. More dead mind flayers up there, or we can go through to the beach. I think we go through to the beach. Explore down here. And see what's what. I might just drop a quick save as well, because I have heard that this game does not save as often as you think it would. So best to just take care of that ourselves, I think. Alright, what have we got out here? We have another clamshell. That makes 3 so far, I think we found. Some boats. Another clamshell, that's 4. Anything out on the pier? Nope. More mergrass though. Another clamshell. Hey, more belladonna. That is what I like to see. We can make our supplement. We unlock the Elixir of Peerless Focus. A spellcaster who cannot maintain their spells is about as useful as a chocolate kettle. That's good. But we can craft the Potion of Mind Reading. I think we'll do that. that could be useful. So we've got a potion of mind reading. Where is it? There it is. Drink to probe into the minds of those around you. You will be able to read the thoughts of certain creatures while speaking with them. Fragments of memory and perception smatter this liquid, a crude constellation of thought. And using it takes up a bonus... Should I say boner action? No, bonus action. And it lasts... How long does it last? Single use. I don't know how long it lasts. But let's just drink it. Let's see. Oh, it lasts until long rest. Oh, that's good. We have it for a while then. Can read the thoughts of certain creatures while talking to them. Nice. Alright, let's loot this crate. More thieves' tools. And this wooden trunk, some more water. Very good. I'll just save again. Now that we've got our detect thought potion. Just occurred to me, maybe we should speak to Shadowheart. Oh, and I forgot this one, wooden trunk. This one is locked. Built to accommodate items too large for a standard crate. Can we pick the lock?
Open up.
Oh, it's only a 5 difficulty class check, so we can give it a crack. 18, wow, that's a very high roll. Very lucky. Alright. Well, that is unlocked. We get a leather helmet. Layers of leather were boiled and molded to create this rugged cap. It still smells a bit of tannins. It's light armor. We get some gold as well. Alright, not bad. Did I grab both clamshells? I think I did. Yeah. I am the clam hunter. Alright. Let's speak to Shadowheart as well.
Something the matter?
We haven't spoken to her yet. Yeah, what do you think of all that's happened to us so far?
We haven't gone all that far yet.
Well,
What are you referring to exactly?
That's true, but we did just fall out of a ship. Yeah, you must have thoughts about our little stowaways.
Must I? Thinking about it won't help. We know what to do, so let's do it. Find a way to rid ourselves of these things. We've no solid leads right now, though. We'd best get hunting. If you discover anything that might help us, I'm all ears.
Oh, someone changed where they were in the recording studio for that line. Alright, what will you do if we actually manage to remove the tadpoles?
I suppose we'd go our separate ways. Not a slight on your company, of course.
Oh, don't say that. No reason for us not to stay together if we get on well.
Perhaps. Perhaps not. If we do survive, we'll have separate lives to return to. I need to get to Baldur's Gate. There's someone waiting for me there. Someone I have to reach. As soon as possible.
Yeah, family, a friend, a lover?
Let's just say it's a very personal, very private acquaintance.
Okay. Interesting. How am I holding up in your estimations?
I must admit, you've been a surprise. And not an unpleasant one. Kindred spirits are few and far between for me. Besides, you saved my life aboard the Nautiloid. How can I do anything but sing your praises?
How indeed. But why does that sound so insincere? I don't think you were being insincere, it just sounded a little bit insincere. Yeah, what's the story with that odd little artifact that you have?
There's no story. None that you're entitled to hear, anyway. Just forget you ever saw it.
Okay. Well, I think we should get to know each other a little more.
Must we? No harm in a little mystery, don't you think?
Why did you say it like that? It was such an odd pronunciation of the word mystery. Well, I think we have to rely on each other, and it's easier if we knew each other as well.
Easy is often less interesting. Besides, we've plenty of reason to rely on each other already. You can't confide in just anyone about a monster in your head.
Touche, good point. But, you know, maybe I'd like to get to know you better.
Sweet of you, but don't worry. I'm sure you'll get to know me just fine by traveling together. No need for interrogations just yet.
To say the facial animations are quite good. reasonably impressed by them. But alright, if that's what you prefer, I can respect that, although I
Thank
am
you.
slightly suspicious.
I'm sure we'll get along perfectly well.
But I don't think confronting you directly is going to be too helpful at this stage. I haven't really earned your trust yet, I suppose, either, other than having saved you. I want to talk about all that's happened to us. Okay.
Fine. What's on your mind?
Oh no, okay, turns to other matters. Alright, let's carry on, let's crack on. I'll just drop another quick save there. Having gone through all that dialogue. Don't want to have to repeat it. What else do we have? Balsam over there. Nice. Anything down on the cliffs? Oh, it doesn't look like it. Oh, I didn't see that. There's a mind flayer pod over here. And Astarion, one of the origin characters. Let's just have a look up here though, before we go speak to him. Anything over here? Doesn't look like it. Is he saying anything? He's just sort of standing there.
You there? Come here. I need help.
Do you? Convince me. What do you need help with, Astarion? You look fine. What are you so worried about? Over here indeed. Alright, well, maybe we should go speak to him. Does he have any other lines? I like his outfit. From memory he's a rogue, but interesting he's carrying a bow.
I need some help.
Yes. Alright, I'm coming. Okay. Hello, Astarion.
Hurry. I've got one of those brain things cornered.
Do you? I didn't see it.
There, in the grass. You can kill it, can't you? Like you killed the others?
Yeah. I'll take care of it. Stand back. Easy peasy.
There. Can you see it?
I can't actually see it. Oh. It's a boar.
Just a dumb boar. You're relieved until you see the flash of a dagger.
Okay. Well, I think put it away. We don't need to fight, good sir.
Don't we? I saw you on the ship. Free. Scuttling about. You're in league with them, aren't you? Those tentacle... Ah!
Your mind twists. You're looking out of unfamiliar eyes, prowling dark, busy streets. You try to hold the memory, but it fades to the worm. The light. The fear.
What was that? What's going on?
I think that's the Mind Flayer's worm. It seems to have connected us there.
The worm. Of course. That explains things somewhat. And to think, I was ready to decorate the ground with your innards. Apologies.
Is he a vampire? He's got... Oh, he is a vampire, isn't he? Was that in the origin intro? I can't remember. But he has red eyes and sharp vampiric teeth, so I assume he is. But yeah, alright, apology accepted. I might have done the same with the roles reversed.
A kindred spirit.
Shadowheart like that,
My
apparently.
name's Astarion. I was in Baldur's Gate when those beasts snatched me.
Ah, a fellow Baldurian. Those raised in Baldur's Gate know the city well, for better or worse. Or do I just tell him my name and story and not be from Baldur's Gate? I think I may as well be from Baldur's Gate. That probably just opens up more avenues for role-playing and storytelling, right? Yeah, introduce yourself. You're a Baldurian too.
Is that so? We clearly move in different circles.
Yes, clearly.
So, do you know anything about these worms?
Oh, everything. I'm an expert. Yes, unfortunately, they'll turn us into mind flayers.
Turn us into... Of course it'll turn me into a monster. What else did I expect? Although, it hasn't happened yet. If we can find an expert, someone that can control these things, there might still be time.
Well, that's the plan. But not to control it. Yeah, we need to get rid of it.
Well, yes, of course. But first things first.
Alright, well, I think you should travel with me. Our odds are better together.
You know, I was ready to go this alone. But maybe sticking with the herd isn't such a bad idea.
I concur.
And you seem like a useful person to know.
And I second that.
Right. I accept.
Cool.
Lead on.
And then there were three musketeers. We've now got Astarion, a level 1 rogue, but we can level him up now to level 2. So we'll do that. May as well. Health goes up to 17 HP. He gets Cunning Action Hide. Hide from enemies by succeeding stealth checks. Cunning Action Dash. I don't know what Cunning Action means. We'll figure that out though. But cool. Level 2. That was easy, not too many choices on that one.
Shouldn't have wished to live in more interesting times.
Perhaps not. Alright, let's do you have anything to say, Shadowheart?
Astarion's an interesting find. Let's hope any future acquaintances don't hold a blade to your throat by way of introduction.
Well, he didn't hold it to my throat, he just sort of brandished it at me.
What's on your mind?
But fair enough. I'll turn to other matters. Alright. And actually, let's speak with Astarion himself. Maybe he has some things to say.
Well, hello. What can I do for you?
Tell me about yourself.
Oh, what's to tell? I'm a magistrate back in the city. It's all rather tedious.
A magistrate? Okay. Well, that's all I can... Okay, I can't ask about that. Fair enough. Noble, lest ye be judged. Siegfried is inspired. Press P to view. When a character performs an action that's true to their background, they gain experience points and receive inspiration. Inspiration may be spent to re-roll an ability check. Right, okay. You can have a maximum of 4 inspirations. If you are at your maximum inspiration, completing background goals only grants experience. Is that 4 per character or 4 in total? You were raised in a family among the social elite accustomed to power and privilege. Accumulating renown, power, and loyalty will raise your status. So the event is, lest ye be judged, learn Astarion's history as a magistrate. Okay. So, for Shadowheart, she's an acolyte. She spent her life in service to a temple, learning sacred rites and providing sacrifices to the god or gods that she worships. Serving the gods and discovering their sacred works will guide her to greatness. Astarion's a charlatan. He's an expert in manipulation, prone to exaggeration and more than happy to profit from it. Bending the truth and turning allies against each other will lead to greater success down the road. Okay, interesting. That's pretty nifty, I think.
Let's get going.
And that scared boar is over there. Let's go speak to the boar. Although I don't think we can speak with animals, but... Come back. Squee! Yeah, let's try raise our hands. Raise our palms to calm the boar. 10 difficulty class. Well, can always re-roll it if we fail. 17. Very good. It was a wisdom check. We're not terribly wise or unwise?
The boar grunts and eyes you warily with its beady eyes.
Beckon at the boar silently, try to lure it closer. Could give it a try.
The boar shuffles its trotters, unsure. Then it dashes away into the wilderness.
Oh, okay. Well, fair enough. I did try. Oh, we can go down here, I think. I don't know what I was going to do when I lured it closer. Maybe feed it, maybe pet it, maybe kill it for the meat. I don't know. There's a little outcrop here, and that rock looks interesting. Can we get up here? No. What's over here? Deep grooves in the mud.
In the mud around that rock.
Okay. Can't be added to inventory. Can't throw too heavy. Alright, how do we get rid of it then? Can we move it? Oh, we can. Okay, so too heavy to throw, but we can move it. And there's an ornate chest. Interesting. Harper's Notebook. Various accounts of impiety and blasphemy among locals, all bound in one ragged book. Harper's Map, a map that's seen better days, but recent editions suggest it's still in use. 2 potions of speed, some gold, an onyx, and a ruby. Let's read the book. A tattered collection of reports held together with a moon and harp seal. There is frequent mention of sacrilegious activity among a local Selunite sect. And Harper's Map. This stained, ragged map has passed through countless hands. A little harp marks an area called Moonrise Towers, with a small inky crescent sketched in the nearby forest. Below the crescent is a more recent scroll, Cache. Alright, so it's a treasure map of some description. Alright. Well, that was cool. Let's head back up. Can continue on with our journey. There we go. And where are we now? So we went this way. So we can go here, or we can go in there. Maybe we'll go through here and then down. Just to make sure we cover all our bases. And loot everything, because yeah, we missed this one. Dead Mind Flayer, another speed potion, and void bulb. That's down to where we were before. Nothing else in here. That goes out. That looks interesting. Let's go out this way.
Footprints. There may be even more that survived the crash.
Oh, I hadn't noticed those.
Dead goblins over there. Worth checking for supplies, maybe.
Oh, so there are. Who killed the goblins, though? We've got a goblin bow, we have a bone, part of a leg or perhaps an arm. It's clean of blood and sinew. A supply pack, a collection of cured meats, dried fruits, kindling, and anything else necessary to survive life on the road. Everything down to the flint smells distinctly of smoked ham. Goblin scimitar. And a potion of healing and a hand axe. Anything else out here? Doesn't look like it. We can go back in there. Or up this ramp. But let's go check out that portal.
What's going on with that room? It looks unstable somehow.
Yeah. Can only use it. Well, let's save first, just in case it explodes and kills us. But we'll give it a use, sure.
You approach the sigil on the stone. Magic glitters and swirls from it erratically, as if malfunctioning. It looks slightly dangerous.
So I can leave or I can touch it. Yeah, let's touch it. Okay, well that burned me. Whoa.
A hand? Anyone?
Who are you?
Just your average traveler stuck between realms. Pull me out, and we'll get properly introduced.
Could slap his hand. No, alright, let's grab his hand and pull him out. So, 7 difficulty class here. Should be alright, we're pretty strong. There we go, 13. 16, not bad.
That's it! Go on! Keep pulling! Hello. I'm Gale of Waterdeep. Apologies. Usually better at this.
No need to apologize. Are you alright?
A bit shocked, but friend, it's a relief and a pleasure to make your acquaintance. Say, but I know you, don't I? In a manner of speaking. You were on the Norse Lloyd as well.
I was, yes.
And I can only assume you too were on the receiving end of a rather unwelcome insertion in the ocular region.
Oh, okay, you too then. Yeah, alright, well, go on.
The insertee we speak of, this parasite, are you aware that after a period of excruciating gestation, it will turn us into mind flayers? It's a process known as ceramorphosis, and let me assure you, it is to be avoided. You don't happen to be a cleric by any chance, do you? A doctor? Surgeon? Uncannily adroit with a knitting needle?
Unfortunately, none of those
You
things.
seem to know enough about our condition to realize it's beyond most clerics' skills.
Most, no doubt, but I find myself hoping to be in the presence of the few. You don't happen to be one of them.
Alas, no. I can tend to basic wounds and ailments, but alien parasites? I'm afraid not. Also, I didn't know that the period of gestation was going to be excruciating. That doesn't sound good at all.
As we've established, few enough can. It's not exactly a common affliction. We're most certainly going to need a healer, and soon, too. How about we lend each other a helping hand once more and look for a healer together?
Yeah, sounds like a plan. You're welcome to join me.
Most excellent. A parasite shared is a parasite halved. Or something to that effect. Oh, but before you think you're about to embark on a journey with most ill-mannered a man, thank you for pulling me out of that stone. It was an act of foresighted kindness, I assure you. I have the feeling ample opportunities will present themselves for me to return the favor.
Oh, you're most welcome. Very good. So we have Gale, who is a wizard. We can level him up as well. And we've discovered this this waypoint now. Let's speak to Shadowheart.
I've heard you can't get blood from a stone, but apparently you can get a wizard from one. Gale seems interesting.
Yeah, true. You have anything else to
Fine.
say?
What's on your mind?
No, you're right. Gale's staring at her like, what do you mean interesting, girl? You're the one called Shadowheart. At least I have a real name.
We've picked up a wizard who managed to get stuck in his own portal. Hardly a promising introduction.
I'll give him a chance. he's not happy. Alright. What about you, Gale? What do you got? What do you got to say? Do I have to wait for it to finish saving before it saves? Probably.
You're not versed in magic, are you?
No. Well, I'm infused with the powers of my oath, of course, but beyond that...
Oh, I do apologize. I meant to ask, are you studied in magic? Namely, are you a wizard? Which you are not.
So why are you asking me then?
If you meet any elder wizards...
If you already know the answer.
There is a matter I'd like to seek advice on from a master.
Okay. I'll let you know. Do you have anything else to say?
What's on your mind?
Yeah, tell me a bit more about yourself.
Let's see. I hail from Waterdeep, city of splendors. I am a wizard of considerable acclaim and scholar of exceptional accomplishment. I have a cat, a library, and a weakness for a good glass of wine. And if the mood takes me, I'm known to try my hand at poetry. There.
Yeah, don't stop there. You must have many stories to tell about your adventures as an archmage.
Didn't that paint enough of a picture?
Okay, let's change the subject. Okay, I don't think I want to peer into his mind. Or do I? Let's give it a try. Thought I'd change the subject would have meant I could ask the other question. It didn't. Just meant I don't get to try and see what he's thinking.
Versed in magic, are you?
No, we've been through this. I am.
I do apologize. I meant to ask, are you studied in magic? Namely, are you a wizard? Which you are not. If you meet any elder wizards, let me know. There is a matter I'd like to seek advice on from a master.
Noted. I'm going to quick save there. We need to level him up as well.
What's on your mind?
Yeah, tell me about yourself.
See.
And you've told me that, and you've told me that. I want to know more about... I want to know about more than your hobbies. Can't you tell me something about the real you?
Certainly. That I have a great respect for privacy, for instance, especially my own.
No. Alright, let's try peering into his mind. It's a 15 difficulty class. Check. 19, that's very lucky.
Second, you see a swirl of untamed magic. Then his defenses drop like a portcullis.
Out!
He did not like that.
That was uncalled for.
You're right, I'm sorry. Curiosity got the better of me.
Not an eventuality I'm entirely unfamiliar with. Nevertheless, please don't try that again unless I invite you to.
So how do I measure the relationship with companions? Like, is that measured anywhere? I don't know. On the character sheet or something, maybe? Ah, approval. Okay. Character has no strong feelings towards our character, so that's where it's measured down there. Same, I think they're all fairly neutral. Yeah, okay. So his approval is average. Anyway. Alright, well, we might leave it there for this episode, guys. Next episode, we will carry on with our adventure. We'll level up Gale to level 2, and we'll continue exploring the area. It's a pretty large area by the looks of it, but, oh, it's marked that hidden cache. Is that where the moon towers are? I don't know. Probably. But anyway, thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed it. As always, if you're enjoying this campaign, you want to see more Baldur's Gate 3 content, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. lets me know that you want to see more of this campaign and more of Siegfried the Paladin. So, yeah, please do that, and I will see you in the next episode. As always, take care and have fun.